The videos in this series are not meant to represent my first playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV. I have completed all main scenario quests, so I cannot promise you genuine reactions to certain cutscenes, but at the same time, I still might get in my feelings during certain cutscenes. What I can try to deliver on is a decent playthrough of this game. I hope you all enjoy. Hello, everyone. JR here, and welcome to what I hope to be a very successful start to this Let's Play series for Final Fantasy XIV. Now, in the past, I have tried to play through this game a few times just to, I guess, sort of give the game a bit of exposure and to, just have fun with it. But previous attempts of playing through the game, while the videos did come out good, I felt like it still wasn't as good as it should be. So I deleted all previous Final Fantasy XIV videos from my channel, and we're starting from scratch, starting with this little introductory video. Now, as mentioned in the disclaimer in the beginning of this video, I've kind of went through all of the main story quests for this game and all of the expansions that are out currently. However, when I had first played through the game, it never occurred to me to actually record or stream the game during my first playthrough, so that's something I deeply regret, which is kind of why I'm recording and going through this game a second time around, because, the game is just that good. I really like it, and I figured I might as well just record it and play through it again. It's not a problem at all. So, with all of that out of the way, let's begin. I already got my character created in advance, so we're just gonna hop right in. Might be yep. So servers are still kind of full, so there's always gonna be a bit of a wait time to log in, but it's not anything excessive or anything, so it's all good. We're only number 23 in line. When Endwalker launched, holy crap, the wait times were like in the thousands. Not to mention the constant crashing here and there because, servers are just overloaded, but things have definitely calmed down now.
Here. Here. Feel.
Hey, you. You alright, lad? You were moaning something fierce for a while there. Feeling the effects of the ether, I reckon. You'll get used to it, though. Don't worry. You there. Halt. What's all this about? Holy shit. Inspection. Men, search the carriage. I'm just an honest peddler, friend, so don't be too disappointed if you don't find nothing, eh? Mind your tongue, old man, lest I cut it out. These guys are fucking ruthless. Sir, look, Somnus. Honest peddler, was it? Since when do honest peddlers deal in prohibited herbs? You're in a lot of trouble, old man. You'll rot in the dungeon till the end of your days, unless you can afford the fine. Business as usual. Oh. Amalja! Amalja, to arms! To arms! Seven hells. Consider this a warning. Now go! All of you! Holy shit, well, he got wrecked. That kind of excitement ain't good for the heart. You be careful around them brass blades, lad. Bastards will have the shirt off your back if they fancy it. Like common bandits they are, only less honest. Thank the gods for sending some beastmen to the rescue, eh? Hey, seeing as we've still got a long ride ahead, you mind keeping me company till we arrive? Them youngins don't care much for conversation, see? Well, hello there. Brent's the name, and Pedlin's betrayed. And judging by your unusual garments, I'll wager you're one of them new adventurers. That is correct. I knew it. Going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory, now that's what I call living. So long as you can avoid dying, I mean. Ain't no secret that adventuring's a risky business, these days especially. What was it that first attracted you to it? Good question. To gain power, let's go with it. Power, as in her power to do good, like protecting the weak and fighting for what's right and all that? I thought that's what you meant. Well, adventurers do get up to a lot of fighting, that's for sure. You'll never be short of a chance to polish your warcraft in the adventuring business. When you arrive in town, you'd best enroll at the Adventurers Guild. They'll set you on the right path. And it wouldn't hurt to join a guild, neither. Uldah's home to a few, so if you fancy learning how to fight with the sword, your fists, or even spells, you should think about seeking one out. Just remember though, there are more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's a fact. By the by, is this your first trip to Ul'dah? No, it is not. But of course it ain't. Still, might be as this journey in itinerant has a few new things to teach you about your destination. Uldah's ruled by the Sultana in name, but as most folk know, the Syndicate holds all the real power. Them and their monetarist cronies would happily get rid of her grace altogether, but that won't happen while she still commands the loyalty of the Royalists, and the Royalists are nothing if not loyal. These factions have long fought over power, throwing their weight of their wealth against each other, and they show no sign of stopping. Of course, the Lizardmen, that's the Amalja, couldn't care less about Ul'dah politics. They have their own interests, see, and they ain't afraid to use force to serve them. They say war is a gift to peddlers, need, breed, and profit, and though it shames me to say, I'm inclined to agree. Ah, at long last. Behold Ul'dah, jewel of Thanalan, where folk turn sand into gold.
Deep in the sun-baked south, surrounded by the shifting sands of an endless desert, she rises. A solitary rose amidst the dust and rock, a symbol of defiance. Her name, Ul'dah. Even with the coming of the seventh umbral era, hope springs eternal for the mongers and merchants who vie for lost fortunes in this bustling oasis. As the twin faces of Nold Thal maintain their vigil over all that has been and shall be, the present proffers a brave soul. One whose arrival could mark the beginning of a new era of prosperity for the realm.
And here's where we part ways, lad. I'm off to the markets to deliver me wares, then it's on to the high road for me. Here, I want you to have this, by way of thanks for putting up with me prattle. You never did tell me your name, though. Hey, but here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage that I can brag about having met, and I'll consider us square.
May the traders nurture our fortunes as they kindle the flames which burn within us all. For by fire are we reborn.
Big place. Oi, venturer, over here. I mean you. Fresh off the carriage by any chance? Huh? How can I tell? Ha! Name's Wymond, and my business is knowing every bugger else's. Now then, what if I was to offer you some invaluable advice by way of welcome to our fair city? Free of charge even. Just this once, like. Alright, so here we are using keyboard and mouse, of course. Of course, you can also use a controller, although I find using a controller a bit more restrictive, only because if I'm on the controller, I can't exactly communicate with people by typing. So, for me, keyboard and mouse. With that out of the way, let me just check something on the other screen, though. Okay, that should be good. So as you're doing a few quests and stuff and just roaming around the world, you will have these little tooltips pop up that will tell you like what certain things are, like how to start quests and, you know, all that good stuff. So just pay attention to those as they pop up and you'll be good. Coming to Ul'dah. To be recognized as an adventurer in the city-states of Ul'dah, you must register yourself with the Adventurers Guild. Alright, let's do it. It is plain to anyone with eyes that you don't know your way around here. If I let you go wandering off down the nearest dark alley, you're certain to get mugged or worse, and I don't want that on my conscience. So before you do anything else, you want to head over to the quicksand and speak with Momodi. She is the master of the Adventurers Guild and can set you on the right path. Just take those steps over yonder and pass through the double doors. You'll find her inside. And that's as much as you're getting for free. Good luck with the adventurer. Alright. Hold on a minute. Something doesn't seem right. F it. It's fine. Well, kinda not. I'm kinda not so much lagging, but things are moving weird. And I think I know why. But if I close that, that's gonna screw me up. So we'll have to power through it. Hello. Why, hello there. Who might you be? If you're looking to join the Adventurers Guild, you've come to the right place. Name's Memody, and I own this fine establishment, if it please you. I also manage the Adventurers Guild here in Ul'dah, so you might say that looking after green adventurers like yourself is my vocation. And lucky for you, that is. Without someone like me to steer you right, you'd soon find yourself out in the middle of nowhere, caught up in business you don't understand. Like our conflict with the Amalja, for example. They've been plaguing the Sultanate for nigh on, forever now. Then there's the Garlean Empire. None can say for sure what they're plotting these days, only that they are. Aye, the people drink and make merry, but underneath it all, there's worry. Worry and a lingering feeling of loss. And little wonder, it's scarce been 5 years since the Lesser Moon cracked open like a giant's egg, releasing an abomination intent on turning the realm into an 8th hell. So much was lost in the blink of an eye. It was like the end of the world had come at last. But then things begin to get foggy. Everyone's got their own version of what happened next. Some of them 2 or 3. You'd think people would remember something like that, but the fact is, they don't. Nobody does. There is one thing that the survivors agree on, though. The parts played by a band of adventurers who had laid down their lives for a realm that wasn't their own. They fought valiantly, and like so many others, they never returned. Deeds worth remembering, I'm sure you'll agree. It's just a shame our recollections of those brave heroes are just as jumbled as those of the calamity itself. Whenever we try to call their faces to mind, it's like they're standing between us and the midday sun, permanently silhouetted. I'll bet that sounds poetic to you, doesn't it? Well, it's not. It's bloody infuriating. But even if we can't remember them, we'll not let them be forgotten, and so we call them the Warriors of Light. And they'll forever stand as a shining example of what adventurers can achieve. That's why I welcome new arrivals like yourself to our fair city. All I ask is that you lend a helping hand and try to leave Ul'dah in a better state than you found her. If you can promise that, I'd be happy to let you join the guild. Alright then, a promise is a promise now. I'm counting on your help to put the past behind us. We need people working and spending and bickering like the old days. And a happy and prosperous Ul'dah means more business for the quicksand too. Any road, let's make this official. Go ahead and write your name in the register, neat as you can. JR. Well, ain't that a charming name? Just rolls off the tongue, it does. Alright, Mr. R. On behalf of the Adventurers Guild, I officially... Please, sir, be merciful. 12 as my witness, I swear to you I'll bring you your money. In the East, it is said that even a merciful god might be driven to vengeance if thrice blasphemed. Be grateful you were given a fourth chance to offend. You two attend to this scum. No, please, mercy. Oh, jeez. Well, ain't that a sorry sight? Nor an uncommon one, if I'm honest. Don't worry, though. If you work hard, I doubt you'll end up like him. Just the same, if you ever need a bit of advice about one thing or another, pay me a visit. Just don't go bother me every time you stub your bloody toe, alright? Of course, I do enjoy hearing tell of a gentleman's woes with the womenfolk from time to time. Any road, welcome to Ul'dah, Jay. Take a moment to catch your breath, and I'll teach you a little about our fair city. Alright, so that more or less takes care of any introductory stuff. And we have access to our first start of the main story quest, so let's get right on it. Close to home. Before you go charging out to find your fortune, I have a few basic tasks I'd like you to perform so as to help you get to know the place. First of all, I want you to visit the Aetheryte Plaza. To get there, head west from here till you reach Emerald Avenue, then look to the north. You should see a giant floating crystal called an Aetheryte. If it weren't for Aetherites, traveling around Eorzea would be a damn sight more troublesome than it is. Of course, you still need to attune with them before you can use them, so be sure to do that with the one in the plaza. You ever attuned with an Aetherite before, Jay? If not, just lay your hand on the thing and you'll see what I mean. When you've done that, I want you to pay a visit to the Gladiators Guild over at the Coliseum. Assuming that sword ain't just for show, you might consider training there. And finally, I want you to visit the Sapphire Avenue Exchange over on the steps of Thal. Goods from all across Eorzea and beyond turn up there every day. You'll have no trouble finding armor, weapons, or anything else a fledgling adventurer like yourself might need. You might say that everything's for sale here in Ul'dah, as long as you've got the gil. Oh, did not mean to skip that. There's plenty as won't scruple to swindle unsuspecting foreigners like yourself, especially if they think no one's looking out for their best interest. Which is why I'm giving you this letter. When you visit the exchange, find a gentleman named Cesaroga and give it to him. He'll be happy to tell you about the markets once he's read it. In short then, visit the Aetheryte Plaza, the Gladiators Guild, and the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Simple. Oh, but before you go, a word of advice. While there are more than a few unsavory characters out there who will try to take advantage of you, there are also some with honest-to-goodness problems who you should consider offering a helping hand to. A lot of folk are lured to the city by the promise of wealth and power. What many of them fail to realize is that instead of chasing after guild the moment they get here, they ought to be making friends. Let it be known that you're willing to give as much as you get, and opportunities will come your way. Speaking of which, you should speak with the smith over yonder. Those lads always have some good advice for up-and-coming adventurers. Otherwise, that's about it from me. It's past time you got going. Oh, and let me know when you finished, will you? That way I won't spend my days worrying that you're down to your small clothes without a guild to your name. Alright, definitely sounds easy enough. So, one thing I forgot to mention, which I apologize for, when I had made my character in advance, the class that I chose was the Gladiator, which is going to be your tank class. So you're going to have a sword and a shield. And depending on the class that you choose in the character creation screen will determine what your starting zone is. So, because I made a Gladiator, my starting zone is always going to be here in Ul'dah. If you choose Pugilist or Thaumaturge, those will also start you here in Ul'dah. And all the others will start you either in Limsa Lominsa or in Gridania. So, something to be careful of depending on what it is you want to do. So, first thing we're going to do actually, like Mamodi said, we're going to attune ourselves to the Aetheryte over here. We're getting close to it. But after we do that, and what the hell, there's a players here. Anyway. Someone's playing their instrument. Right. So, attuning ourselves to the Aetheryte over here. This is actually going to be very important because this is what's going to enable us to fast travel, pretty much, all throughout Eorzea. But, seeing as we're still stuck in Ul'dah, this will help us fast travel all throughout Ul'dah, provided that we've attuned ourselves to all these smaller Aetherites scattered throughout the city, and we'll get to those shortly. You already saw me attune myself to the small one next to the Adventurers Guild. So now we're able to fast travel to that location. Hail, adventurer! Might you have come at the behest of Miss Mamodi of the Quicksand? Yes, I did. Excellent. Which brings us to the matter of the attunement fee. That will be 100,000 gil, if you please, sir. What the Apologies, but I do so relish the opportunity to make that jest. The look on your face was absolutely priceless. But the fact that you are so easy to see suggests to me that you are unfamiliar with the use of Aetherites. Allow me to explain. These crystalline agglomerations tap into ethereal energies and are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Perchance you have heard of return and teleport? Well, these transportation spells make direct use of the Aetherites and their connection to the flow of ether. Given that there is an Aetherite in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer with a mind to explore the realm will wish to seek out and attune himself to each and every one. But even if you have no intention of wandering beyond the Sultanate's borders, it would be prudent for you to attune yourself to any Aetherites you encounter from now on. I pray you found that informative. Should you wish to learn more about Aetherites or transportation magic, I would be happy to answer your questions. Thank you, sir. And with that, we have learned Return. So the Return spell will return us to any Aetherite that is set as a home point. So for example, if I were to click this, and I have it set as a home point, which is already set as a home point, I'll end up warping back here. So, with that out of the way, before I decide to go over to the Gladiators Guild to actually start earning my gladiator skills and, getting equipment from them as I do their quests, I'm going to go around town, attune myself to all the other smaller Aetherites. That's going to take some time, but this part I'd rather not skip out on. That way, you get a nice view of the city, what's where, and all that good stuff. Ul'dah is a pretty big city, so it's very easy to get lost. So here's the Aetherite for the Thaumaturge's Guild. So if you were to become a Thaumaturge, which then turns into a Black Mage at a much higher level, this would be the spot you'd go to. So we're gonna head onward. Side quests. I might as well cover this part now. As far as side quests go, there's gonna be some or most that I'll do off screen rather, and depending on the importance of the side quest, I might just go ahead and do them in the recording itself, or just make a whole separate set of recordings for certain side quests. That much I haven't exactly figured out just yet, but I don't want to really flood too much of the videos with more side quest content than actual main story stuff. So, yeah. Actually, you know what? Since I'm already at the Gladiators Guild, let me just turn this portion of it in. Alright, so this one I could just breeze on through. Alright, so join Gladiators Guild. I heard Lutsu. So you're JR. This is a good, strong name. On behalf of the Gladiators Guild, allow me to welcome you. I am Mila, Guildmaster here. So you wish to study our arts. I presume you have your reasons for choosing the sword over all other weapons. Perhaps think it easiest to learn. A sword is a simple weapon, but to wield a blade well is anything but simple. For every Colosseum champion to emerge from our ranks, there have been countless disappointments who failed to achieve greatness. Bear that in mind before you answer me, Jay, for I do not ask this question lightly. Have you the strength to live by the sword and, if it be your fate, die by it? Yes. Then welcome, Gladiator, to your new home. Let's not waste time, shall we? I would gauge your aptitude for the sword. Just outside the gates of Ul'dah, you'll find plenty of marmots, hornets, and shrews. Slay 3 of each and return here when finished. A simple task, but essential to your training nonetheless. Now go. Alright, so we got that, but I'm not going to take care of that right now. We're going to continue to go ahead and activate the rest of the aetherites that are scattered throughout the city, just so we can actually travel around the city a lot more quicker and easier. And if there's a slight lag or a huge drop in the frame rate as I'm playing the game, I do apologize. I kind of have my video editor running in the background, so that's kind of slowing a few things down. So in the next recording, I'll probably be sure to have that completely closed and have everything else closed, so, you know, things aren't slowing this game down. Alright, so that's the Miners Guild. Wait, did I? I must be bugging. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I did it. Okay, I did attune myself to that one. I thought I was bugging out and I thought I skipped it. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and sprint for a little bit. This way. Now, for anyone coming into this video to use it as a walkthrough of sorts, I would advise against that, only because I'm not really doing a walkthrough for this game. This is just going to be a simple let's play through the story contents, side quests, and all that good stuff. I'm really not that much of an expert when it comes to the game, despite that I have been playing it since its launch. Oh, like since when? When was I playing this? Did I start during 1.0? I think it was a little after 1.0, but yeah, I have been playing for a good while, but at the same time, I would not consider myself a complete expert on the game. Let's go ahead and turn this one in. And you are? Oh, and a newly come adventurer. But of course. Yes, I'm Ciceroga. What can I do for you? Ah, you would have me teach you the ways of the marketplace. Very wise. As for my fee? What? You expect me to do it for free? Surely you jest. My dear adventurer, when you ask an Ul'dah for a favor, you should at least try to make it worth his while. Judging by your garb, I rather doubt you could afford my services, but the fact that you offer nothing is laughable. Actually, I kind of have a letter of introduction. Oh, Mistress Momodi instructed you to seek me out, did she? Consider yourself fortunate to have such influential friends. I shall be brief, and you shall be attentive. You stand in the Sapphire Avenue Exchange, the busiest and most profitable marketplace in the Sultanate. Being advantageously situated in the relation to the other city-states, Ul'dah's markets have ever served as both the literal and figurative centers of Eorzean commerce. All the great overland trade routes lead to our city, and the majority of maritime trade between Vilbrind and Aldenard passes through our ports. Because of this, countless companies and consortia have chosen Ul'dah as their base of operations. They see to it that this marketplace is awash with merchants and moneylenders day and night. Anything a man could ever desire can be purchased here, provided as he has sufficient funds. Surely there's something you seek, adventurer. A newer sword, perhaps, or a shinier trinket. Whatever it is you want, the exchange will have it. To the north, you will find merchants peddling armor and accessories, curatives, and crafting materials. And to the south, you will find weapons, tools, and an assortment of other useful items for sale. Seek out a particular merchant or browse to your heart's content. Do try to remain aloof should you find something that piques your interest. Decisions made in the heat of the moment are usually unwise, especially where coin is concerned. And that is all the complimentary aid you shall have from me, and far too much for my taste. My regards to Momodi. Now, off with you. Alright, that was our little introduction to the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. One thing that he does not mention, though, is that the market board is what you'll use if you're trying to sell things to other players and also buy things from other players. Usually, stuff on there is hella expensive, so we're not going to mess with that right now. Next stop we're going to go to, we got all the stuff here. So I believe we can go ahead and head. Where is the... okay, I see where I gotta go. We're gonna head over to the upper levels of this city right now. The rest of the Aetherites are gonna be in the upper levels, so we're gonna go ahead and do just that. And I think I just went the wrong way. I definitely went the wrong way. I apologize. See, this is what I mean about getting lost. You will get lost. But it's okay if you get lost. That happens to everyone. These are the stairs I was looking for. Yep, right up here. And by habit, I always have my map open like this. That way I can actually see where I'm going. Granted, yet there is a mini-map over on the top right-hand corner. But having it open like this is just so much better. Plus, it's bigger and a bit more detailed as well. Alright, so here's this one. Whoop. Nope, not there, not there, not there, not there. This way. Let's sprint again. And if I did this correctly, this should be the last one. Only one way to find out. Alright, yep. You have attuned yourself to all the Aetherite shards in Ul'dah. The gates of Nald, the gates of Thal, the gates of the Sultana, and the airship landing are now accessible as Ethernet destinations. So, whenever you're in a new city, or the new major city, rather, such as Limsa and Gridania, whenever you attune yourself to all the Aetherites in those major cities, you'll have access to bonus locations, such as the airship landings and any other parts of the city, just for easier access. Typically, those bonus Ethernet locations are generally the entrances and exits of those cities, just so you know, if you're trying to get to a certain pathway or whatever, you don't have to actually walk to it. You can just teleport to that specific location and you will be okay. And for right now, I think I can end the video here. This was just a brief little introduction as to, like, you know, how to get things started. So in the next video, I do believe I will go ahead and cover more of the main scenario quests, and off camera I will probably go ahead and do a bunch of the side quests that's in this city. So in the next recording, you'll probably see me at a slightly higher level than how I was when we started. If you did like the video, please feel free to leave a like, comment about anything you liked or disliked in the video, and feel free to, you know, subscribe for more of these videos. I'm hoping to keep this going for as often as I can. And with that said, good night everyone, and enjoy, and, you know, stay safe.
Hydaelyn. A vibrant planet blessed by the light of the crystal. Amid azure seas, encompassing the westernmost of the 3 great continents, there lies a realm embraced by gods and forged by heroes. Her name, Eorzea. The annals of Eorzean history chart the rise of a succession of great civilizations, each one enjoying an age of peace, the Astral Eras. To date, all have proven ephemeral. In the year 1572 of the 6th and most recent Astral Era, the Northern Empire of Garlemald amassed a great army at the heart of Eorzea, seeking dominion over all. Rising in desperate resistance, the forces of the Eorzean Alliance met their would-be conquerors in the field. Yet, even as the battle raged, the lesser moon, Dalamud, was plucked from the heavens through imperial machination. From its core emerged the elder primal Bahamut, who unleashed his fury upon the realm. The devastation brought Eorzea to its knees and the era to its end. 5 years have come and gone. The light of life still shines upon Eorzea. Man labors tirelessly to raise himself from the calamity's ruin. The realm is forever changed, a stranger to him once more. Yet heedless of what lies ahead, he shall press on. Spurred by the promise of peace and prosperity. Amid this period of great change, an adventurer arrives in Eorzea, one whose tale is yet unwritten. May he ever walk in the light of the crystal.